know the A very good morning to all of you. This is Dr. Aisha Butalia. Our today's session is on loops in C. Okay, so we are learning programming paradigms, programming using programming language C. And today's topic would be what are loops in C, how to use it in programming. And first, we should start that why loops are used. Okay, so what is the definition of loop? As you can see on screen, it is a block of statements that perform set of instructions. It is a block of statements that performs set of instructions in loops. In loops means we have to repeat the same instruction again and again. It can be an instruction or it can be set of instructions. It depends. So repeating particular portion of program either a specific number of time or until a particular number of condition is being satisfied. Okay, so suppose you want to repeat the printf statement hello. So hello, if you want to print it 10 times. So you can run the program loop for 10 times and print hello. Or else you will print hello unless and until the user enters the value no. So there are two categories in loop. First is condition or other is number of times. Okay, so you have to specify the number of times you want a loop, or you can specify a condition. If this condition is true, then you perform the loop. If it becomes false, then you do not repeat the loop. Okay, so depending upon these two criteria, there are three types of loops in C. First is while loop, second is do while loop, third is for loop. I'll repeat, there are three types of loops in C: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Now we will see the syntax of each one by one. So let's start with while loop. You have to write this keyword while, okay? You do not have any alternative. You have to use this word without any spelling mistake. Then in open and close braces, you have to specify the condition. In our previous lecture, we had discussed about the relational operators and conditional statement, right? So we had also discussed and operator or operator, not operator, and how to use conditional statement, question mark, colon, like if then else. So you can go through that lecture so that you understand how to write conditions. Of course, we will see simple programs today also in this session. So while condition. While condition means if this condition is true, then you have to execute these statements. If this condition is false, then you will not go into this open and close curly braces. You understand? So it can be written as while test condition. So you have to evaluate this condition. If this condition is true, then this statement will be executed. If this statement is false, then whatever is written after this statement, it will get continued from that to execute. In this case, if this condition is true, statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. That means it will go inside this braces, that is loop. Okay, if this condition is false, then statement 1 and statement 2 will not be executed. Then whatever is written after this curly brace, it will be executed or it will be continued after that. So let's proceed. The test condition may be an expression. Okay, so now we are interested to know. Now these statement 1, statement 2 can be any instructions of C language. Now we are just interested to know what is the condition. So condition may be any expression when we want to do something a fixed number of times, but not known about the number of iteration. In a program, then the while loop is used. Now see, we just saw that there are two conditions when the loops are used. One, you can repeat the number or until the condition is satisfied. When you know how many times you need to repeat, then you use the for loop. Okay, we will see how to use it. But when we do not know how many number of times the loop needs to be repeated, then we should use the while loop. In while loop, we know the condition and we know that the loop should be executed only if the condition is true. I hope the topic is clear to you. So here the first condition is checked. If it is true, body of the loop is executed. Else, if the condition is false, control will come out of the loop. It will be more clear if we see this program. What is this program? Write a program. This is a shortcut. Write a program to print 5 times welcome to C. So this we have written in the comment. This is the comment statement because it's starting with /* and ending with /*. It is a multiple line comment. You can use single line as // also. This we have discussed in our previous lecture. You can go and check out that. This is the pre-processor directive stdr.h. From the name itself, it is clear it is for input-output console. So this is a header file which we include so that we can use the printer scanf very easily. Nowadays, in all the embedded compilers or even all the IDE, this is inbuilt. Even if you do not write it, you may not get an error. So you can try it out, okay, just for exploring. So now void main, this is compulsory, open and close brace. So this is the open brace of main function and this is the close brace of main function. Then you will declare the integer p is equal to 1. So p is a variable of type integer and it is initialized to the value 1. While p less than or equal to 5. So this condition we have to evaluate. If this condition is true, then it will go into this open and close braces of the while loop. Okay. So we will check p is equal to 1 initially. So is 1 less than or equal to 5? Definitely yes. Okay. 1 is less than or equal to 5. So it will go inside the loop and it will printf welcome to C. This /n means a new line will be used if next printf comes. Then the value of p is equal to p plus 1. This p should be actually small. Okay.
Be only 4 times printed.
No, p can be 0. If suppose p is 0, so it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we will do, I'll just show you this program over here. First, let me complete this. So if printf, it will print welcome to C. You can initialize 0 also, p is equal to 0. That is not an issue. But then it will be less than or equal to, it will be less than 5, not equal to 5. Why? We will see that. So first, this condition is true. 1 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. So if it is true, it will go into the brace and then it will printf and then it will say p is equal to p plus 1. So there is an error here. Since C is a case sensitive, this capital P will give you an error because capital P and small p is different. So here we have initialized small p. So this should be small p is equal to small p was plus 1. So now p, the value will be, first it was 1, now it will be 2 because 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now again, it will go to the while loop. It will check the condition here. Now 2 is less than or equal to 5, condition is true. It will again go inside the loop. Welcome to C is printed. Again, the value of p will be incremented by 1. So initially the value was 1, second time it became 2. Now it will become 3. So again it will go here and so on. Now what we will do, we will write this code and we will do the I'll just type here. Okay. So here what will happen initially, the value of p is equal to 1. Then this condition is true because 1 is less than or equal to 5. So this condition is true. So it will go inside the while loop. And now P becomes equal to P plus 1. So 1 will be incremented by 2. I hope this is clear. Then now what will happen? It will again go to the while loop. Now 2 is less than or equal to 5. True? So it is true. The value will be, now P is equal to 3. Now after this 2, this value was true. Here first hello will get printed. Okay. So this will be first time hello. When P is equal to 2, it will again go to the condition, and here since it is true, again hello will be printed. So now this hello will be printed twice. Then P is equal to 3, it will again go to the while loop, and now 3 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is again true, right? So it will print hello again because the condition is true. So it will go inside the loop and it will print hello now third time. Then it will again increment the value. P is equal to P plus 1. So 3 plus 1, value of 3 will be, P will be 4. Again it will go to the while loop. The condition would be now 4 less than or equal to 5. Is the condition true? Yes. So now again it will go to inside the loop and print hello for fourth time. And it will increment the value. P is equal to P plus 1. That means P now will be 5. Then again it will go to the while loop and check 5 less than or equal to 5. Again it is true. So it will print hello. Now it will print hello for the fifth time. And we want actually hello to be printed for 5 times. Now after this, it will increment the value of P is equal to P plus 1. So P now will become 6. Now again it will go to the while loop and it will check. It will check 6 greater than or equal to 5. Condition will become false. The moment condition will become false, it will come out of the loop. So finally, hello will be printed 5 times. Is this clear to you? The execution? Ma'am, your question was that P should be 0. If P should be 0, then P should be less than, condition should be P less than or equal to 5 will actually print hello 6 times. So now you understood why we initialize P is equal to 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. Now what we will do? Now we will write another program where P will be 0. Okay, if P will be 0, here equal to shouldn't come. So you can rewrite this program. I mean, it depends. If you initialize to 0, it's not wrong. Then this condition should be different. So now we will execute this block and see what it comes. So here we will now change this code. Okay, so let's now clear this out. We will now do it with 0. And here we will shift this equal to now. Because then we need to do that change. So now the same thing we can repeat. If P is equal to 0 first, then it will go to the while condition. It will be 0 less than 5, true. It will print hello first time. Then it will P is equal to increment it will do and it will be 1. Similarly, now the value of P will be 1. Again, it is true. It will print twice and the value of P will become 2. Now the value of P will become 2 So 2 less than or equal to 5 condition is true. Hello will be printed thrice. And the value of P will be incremented to 3. Now the value of P is 3. So 3 less than or equal to 5 condition is true. Hello will be printed 4th time and the P is incremented to 4. Now the value of P is 4. Less than 5 condition is true. Hello will be printed 5th time. And the value of P will become 5. So now, after that, P will become 5 and 5 less than 5 condition becomes false and it will come out of the loop. The point I need to highlight here is if you change the initialization value, you need to define the condition accordingly. And this will come by practice. No, you need not worry. The way I have shown you on screen, you need to do it on paper on your own. As an initial programmer, आपको ये paperwork करना पड़ेगा. You should not directly go to the code board and start writing the code. Even if you do it and you get an error, then you should be prepared. Okay. So this, now we will run the code here. So you are getting an error over here. So you need to first rectify these errors. So the error is that P. Now your P is small. We already told this. Now let's see. The more you rectify the errors, don't get afraid.
While,
Okay,
ma'am, W small.
Yes, W small. So the more you are confident to solve the errors, the more better programmer you become. Now see, we will just check whether it requires the preprocessor directive. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Ma'am, hashtag sign before void.
Hashtag before the void.
Correct. Very good. Now tell me. Welcome to C. Yes. I'm waiting. You need to solve this error. It is showing here. What it is showing? Error expected slash. So do you think we just remove this and let's see? There is a braces expected over here. Yes, I'm waiting. If you can check out here, this double quotes is wrong because we copied it from that file. Maybe this quotes is wrong. Correct? Now you understand the error because it is again and again saying this quotes. You can see this error over here. You
Yes,
need to
ma'am.
make
Yes,
out.
ma'am.
It's already showing. That's why I was waiting for your, and see, you are very lucky that you are using IDE. In IDE, this came in blue. Initially it was black. But in our times, we never used IDE. We used to use direct command prompt, and really we used to learn much more because here most of the problem this IDE is solving. So we do not understand the syntactical error more nicely and we become more frightened. So at that time, we never used to copy paste because in Turbo C it was not allowed to copy paste. You had to write manually the code.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
more
Yes.
you write manually the code, the better coder you become. Because unnecessarily you are not able to identify such small mistake, even though you have a facility of copy paste. That's why I always suggest students don't go for IT initially. But see, now everything is available, so nobody wants to do that hard work. But anyways, you should know both the ends, right? So I'm not saying don't use the IDE, but then you should be enough competent to solve the error. Okay, now let's see. We are lucky, the compilation is successful. Now see, I would have only showed you the successful code, but as I always say, you are a best coder if you know how to solve the error. Then you become the best coder. Otherwise, it's not a big deal to copy paste some program and run it. Today, most of the IT engineers having 20 plus experience, they are not writing the code from scratch. They are copying it from the open sources because the code is already available. They are remodifying it. So today's challenge is not to write the code from scratch. The challenge is to remodify the code. And when you start remodifying the code, you start getting errors. So the more I tell you, the best coder in the world would be the one who knows how to solve error, not the person who knows how to write a program from the scratch, because this is not the need of the hour. Okay. So let's run the program. So you get welcome to C. Now that is not the problem. You could have written that /n later also. Then write it here. This was not the error. I was just trying to quote it out for you. Okay, so the difference is that in initially one extra line you wasted. Now extra line is not wasted because /n is at the end. But that's not a big deal. So I hope this topic is clear to you. Because we were under the topic loops. So this while loop, first we discussed what is the importance of loops, two categories. So if you do not know how many number of times you need to this thing, then you need to specify the condition. So this is how you use the while loop. Now do while. What is the difference between while and do while? The do while loop statement is also used for looping. The body of the loop may contain single statement or block of statement that we know. There can be only one statement inside the block or there can be multiple statements, right? The body of this loop may contain single statement or block of statement. The syntax. So syntax is do first, statement and then while. Previously what was happening? First the condition was there. So in previous while loop, first the condition will be checked and then the statement would be executed. But over here, first this statement will be executed and the condition would be checked. So if this condition is true, it will again go inside the loop. But if it is false, it will not go inside the loop. So what is the difference between while and do while? In while loop, even if the condition is false, statement will not be executed. But in do while, even if the condition is false, at least once the statement will be executed because first time the condition is not checked only. So the difference between while loop and do while, the only difference is that even if the condition is false, the statement would be executed at least once in do while, which is not the case in while loop. Okay. So the syntax is here printf. You are printing the value x. So here x is initialized as 4. So here value 4 will be printed. Then it will be incremented to x is equal to x plus 1. So x is 4. So x will become 5 here. Then now there is a spelling mistake here. So it should be while. Now the condition would be checked. X is 5. So 5 less than or equal to 10. The condition is true. It will again print. Okay, it will print 5 now. So it will start with 4 because it is initialized to 4. So it will start with 4 and you get this output. Okay, so we will execute this in our code blocks. So now see this statement, there is only one statement. Actually there are two statements here. You can write n number of statements. Okay. For example, if you write printf quotes welcome to the session on loops by Dr. Aisha Butalia. Let's compile. If you do not compile the program, the previous output will come. So you need to, if you do any editing in the code, you need to recompile, run the program, and you get this. Welcome to C, welcome to the session in loops. Now, why this is coming in the same line? Because I did not have slash in here. So if I do not compile and just run the program, you'll get the same output. So I need to compile, recompile it. Then I run it. And this is the way I get it. Okay. Now we'll now write the code for do while. So do while int x is equal to 4. Now your x is capital. So everywhere the x should be capital because C is case sensitive. So here I'll do the indentation because if you write the code properly with indentation, if there is an error, you easily get it. So that's why if you want to become a good coder, again, your indentation should be proper. This open and close brace should be in the same line. Of course, if it's not in the same line, it won't give you an error. But as I said, if it's good indentation, you will be easily able to locate the errors. That's it. So while example, let's see if you are lucky to give without errors. No. So what is the problem? Again, these quotes, same thing because I copy paste from the tutorial. Now, what is the error? Please tell me. It is showing here. Here, again, it is on this line. So this is again quotes problem. Now, why this is needed? Because there should be a space between both. Okay, if you want to see what is the importance of this, you just first comment it and let's see what it will give without that. Undefined printf. So this P should be small because I told you that C is a case sensitive. Oh, we are lucky. Program has run, compiled successfully. Let's run the program. So you get all these numbers without any spaces. So here, this was for that. There is a space involved. Compile the program. Okay, what is the error?
Capital P, ma'am.
Capital P again. Very good. This will come by practice. Do not worry, but don't give up. Again, the space has not come up. Why? Because quotes is just quotes. You need to have what? If you can check out over here. You can put directly space here. Let's see. Now you get the space here. Okay. There should be an extra. Why there should be an extra this over here. So this is double quotes. This again is an error. If you put a slash in here, then you will get it in the new line. Now this again is printing. So that means this is not getting executed because this has no value over here. So this actually should come where? This actually should come here. Then only it will make a difference. So let's check out. Because see, this is being put after the loop is over. So it doesn't make sense. So here you can put. Let's see what happens. Fine, you get it in the new line because this slash n has come in the loop itself. Now I suppose do not want to give space here. Then probably I will put space here. Let's see. Now it's fine. So this is how you can execute do while. Now suppose this condition is 11 over here. X is 11. So if we would have used while loop, okay, if we would have used while loop, then this 11 will not get printed because this condition over here is false. 11 is less than 10. But since it is a do while loop, this will get printed. At least once 11 will get printed. Let's see. Okay, so 11 will get printed. Why? Because X is 11. It will go inside the loop without any checking of the condition. It will print X, that is 11. X is equal to X plus 1. So X will become 12. 12 is less than or equal to 10. Condition is false. So it will not go inside the loop again. Right? So even if the condition is false, it executed at least once. So 11 got printed. Now, if I write the same code with while loop, how I will modify? I will just modify as while. And this condition I will write here. Now let's see. Session ended without output. Because X is 11, it will go over here. It will check the condition. Condition is false because 11 is less than 10. It is false. So it will not go inside the loop. So now you probably understand the difference between do while and only while loop.
मैम while के बाद semicolon नहीं लगा इसमें.
नहीं, while के बाद अगर आप semicolon लगाओगे तो end हो जाएगा. Semicolon means it's the end of the loop. So your while loop will end here only. Your while loop will end here only. It will not go inside this because this statement will execute end here only. You do not want the semicolon here. It won't give you an error. But it did not go inside the loop because it didn't consider as loop. It ended the loop here only, and this was just a normal statement after the while loop. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this actually that was I was supposed to tell you that by mistake, if you write a semicolon over here, you won't get the expected outcome. Now let's go back. So can anybody read this? From here, I want you to read this. Who will read it? Yes? No one? Ayush, can you read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't feel shy. Just read it.
I'm not shy.
Oh, then read it, please.
Here, firstly, statement inside body is executed, then condition is checked. If the condition is true, again, body of loop is executed, and this process continue until the condition became false. Unlike while loop, semicolon is placed at the end of while. There is minor difference between while and do while loop. While loop tests the condition before the executing any of the statement of loop, whereas do while loop tests condition after having executed the statement at least one within the loop. If initial condition is false, while loop would not executed its statement. On the other hand, do while loop executed its statement at least once even. If condition fails for first time, it means do while loop always executes at least once. Notes: do while loop used rarely when we want to execute a loop at least once.
Very good. Thank you for just helping me out. I could take a break and have a sip of water. And it was changed for the lecture also. Okay. So any doubt? Should we continue? No doubts? If you have any doubt, write it on the chat box. Otherwise, we will continue. Okay, so since no doubts, we'll continue with the for loop. So this is the third loop used in C language. So for loop in a program, for loop is generally used when number of iteration are known in advance. Okay, when we know that we have to execute this particular in statement or set of statements for say n number of times or say 10 times, then for loop is more handy to use. So the body of the loop can be single statement or multiple statements. Of course, that is similar as while loop. Okay, its syntax is for in open and close parenthesis, expression 1 semicolon, expression 2 semicolon, expression 3. If you have attended my previous lecture of conditional statement was expression condition 1 question mark expression 1 colon expression 2. So this is something similar to that. Okay, if you have attended that, this would become more simpler. So this is the for loop, and if this condition is true, then we will execute this statement or the block of statement. So now what are the three expressions? First expression is the initialization counter. So suppose you have initialized the variable I, declared the variable I. So you can initialize it in the for loop itself. So if you have initialized it already, you can re-initialize over here. Okay. Then second expression is the test counter. Test counter means the condition to be evaluated, whether true or false, which we did in the while loop. Okay. Update counter means what we did in the while loop, p is equal to p plus 1. So that was an increment operation on the p, which we were using as a counter. So that statement should come as a third expression over here. Okay, and then what needs to be repeated, because ultimately we are using loops for repetition, right? So what has to be repeated, that we will write inside this curly braces. So your expression 1 is an initialization expression, expression 2 is a test expression or condition, and expression 3 is an update expression. If you think that the lecture is fast for some people, because everybody doesn't have the same grasping level, you can go through this recording 2-3 times and you will understand. Or if you forget, maybe after say a month, you can again go back. But if you practice this today itself on code board, you shouldn't forget it. So the more you practice, at least you should practice 5 to 6 programs today after this lecture by the end of the day. So expression 1 is executed only once. You have to note this. Expression 1 has to be executed only once because that's an initialization statement. Okay. Whereas loop started and used to initialize the loop variables. Condition expression, that is expression number 2, generally uses relational or logical operators. So as I told you, we discussed this topic last time. You can check out the recording also. I will share it in the description box, the recording of this particular topic, or you can go to the YouTube channel and search it. Similarly, an updation part executed, that is the third statement. This also only when after the body of the loop is executed. So third expression is generally dependent on the second expression. If the second expression is true, then third expression will be evaluated. If the second expression is false, then it will come out of this loop only, this curly braces only, then expression 3 won't be evaluated. So though expression 1 is evaluated only once, but once it will be, minimum once it will be executed and maximum one it will be executed. Expression 3 will depend upon expression 2. So if the first time only the expression is false, so expression 3 would never be evaluated. So minimum expression 3 can be evaluated to 0 and maximum it will depend on the condition. So we'll see the example. Void main int I is equal to 1, initialized as 1. Condition is I less than 10 and I plus plus. And then you printf I. So you get output as 1 to 9. Why? Because you initialized from 1 and it is less than 10. So it will go from 1 to less than 10, means from 1 to 9. Okay. So we will take this code . So first I will be initialized to 1 and this will happen only once. Then it will go to second expression, that is I less than 10. So 1 obviously is less than 10, condition is true. Condition is true. So if the condition is true, then expression 3 will be evaluated. So expression 3 is I plus plus. So I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. This also we have discussed in our previous recording. So sorry, I is equal to I plus 1. That is I plus plus. That is the third statement. So I plus plus 1. So I will become actually now 2 because initially I was 1. Clear? And then print I. So print, what will be printed? 1. 1 will be printed. Then next what will happen? Again it will go to, now again it will go to the for loop. And now it will not execute first statement, that is I is equal to 1. It will directly go to the second expression, and that is I less than 10. So now I is 2. So 2 is less than 10. Condition is true. So now I will become plus plus. Since the expression 2 is true, expression 3 will be evaluated, because as I told you, expression 3 is dependent upon expression 2. If expression 2 is true, then expression 3 is evaluated. Otherwise it won't. So here expression 2 is true. So I will become now I plus plus. That means I will become now 3. And then it will say print I. So print will be 2. Now here you should note that first print will get executed and then it increments. So don't get confused over here. First expression true is true, then the conditions are evaluated, and then when it comes back, it evaluates condition 3, expression 3. So first it will print the value I and then it will increment. So now the value of I is equal to 2. I'll repeat. The first state expression I is equal to 1, initialization, that only happens once in the for loop. Then expression 2 is evaluated. If it is true, then it will go inside the block and execute all the statements. Then it will go back to the for loop, and once it is back to the for loop, it will execute expression number 3, that is I plus plus. So here I less than 10 is true. It will go in the block, it will print I, that is 1. Then it will go back to the for loop and it will say I plus plus. So I will become true. And then second, it will again evaluate. So it will evaluate 2 less than 10. It is true. Then it will print I, that is 2. And then it will increment I plus plus, that is now I will become 3. Then again it will go to the for loop. Now I is 3, so 3 less than 10. It is true. Then it will print 3. Then I become I plus plus, I will become 4. So like this, it will go on. 4, it will print 4, I will become 5. Similarly, this will become 4. This will become 5 and this will become 6. Likewise, it will come till 8. True, it will print 8. And now I plus plus, I will become 9. Then here it will be 9. 9 is less than 10, true. It will print 9. And now I will become 10. Now here I will become 10. So 10 is less than 10, condition will become false. And it will come out of the loop. It will not go inside the loop. So this is how this program will be run, and you get this output 1 to 9. Let's check out on code board. You can let me know if any errors. Of course, this now you have understood that this quotes needs to be changed as it is. It's not coming in the blue. If you have any doubt, you can ask me on the WhatsApp group or on the description box, or you can, in the description box, my WhatsApp number is flashed. So you can, or you can also mail me on aishabutalia@yahoo.co.in or at aisha.butalia@mituniversity.edu.in. So let's execute this. Oh, there are a lot of errors. Let me know what are the errors we have not initialized. Right? Are you with me? Int I. So we are lucky. Compilation successful. Now here it is all coming in the same line. So we can put a space over here. So this is clear. Any doubts? So this is how the for loop is run. In our next lecture, now since this program we run, this is executed successfully. 3 types of loops are discussed. So next time we will be discussing nesting of loops. This students find a little bit complicated. So once you study these loops as discussed today, write 5 programs. I'll write it on the description box. Practice those 5 programs, and do not limit yourself to only 5 programs. You can write up to 50. The more you practice, the more you'll get it. After you understand normal loops, definitely this difficult topic, nesting of loops, will also be easier for you. But this is the hardcore of C language, nesting of loops. So let's fix the next topic for nesting of loops with break and continue statement. Okay, we will focus on this topic only because it's a very complicated topic, and we will be studying some programs, execute it, and find one by one statement on it. So thank you very much for your patience listening. This is Dr. Aisha Butalia signing off for the day and this session. Have a nice day. Thank you.